My friends, welcome to a late and I think probably likely to be a fairly chill episode of Elven Adventures, here with your good friend, Shmeegelf. Please ignore the floating baby off to the side. Shmeegelf of Cairo, a man who has achieved, I think quite frankly, an enormous amount in such a small amount of time. A man who has left his mark on elvenkind, defying his grandfather who arguably cursed the elves. He has undone that damage. He has more than made up for it by introducing those brand new powerful elven exclusive traits into our dynasty. All of which, or three of which, two of which have manifested in Þarþuþhaþhi. I believe this kid to be our future successor. I asked you all in the comments. What is that? Soundtrack? Oh, good lord. It sounded like the tournament noise. Good god. Þarþuþhaþhi, our most likely successor, again asked in the comments, who do you think would be best? Of course, everybody suggested the Bloodline character, and I've got to agree. It's the one thing we've got unique to our playthrough, to our characters, to this branch of the dynasty, of course, starting with Elrond and continuing all the way down to this new grandson of a character that the rest of the elves won't get, because when you are, for members of our dynasty, of course, we've got all the architect and ancestry traits that I would remind you the AI chose, not me. We've got, we had a Herculean character to start off with. They're all genius. Every character has basically an incredible abundance of fantastic traits. So this at least gives us something unique to work with, right? Those bloodlines that the AI will never be able to achieve unless they have some really, really, really unlikely marriages. Additionally, he is marrying another relative who happens to have a separate bloodline. That means that potentially in 2 generations, if we get lucky, we can have a character with all 5 of the elven bloodlines. So that's something we're going to try and pull off in the future. Sad that he got intelligent, not even genius, and especially not even the upgraded version, whatever that was. Erudite, I think. Anyway, today is going to be quite a chill episode because we've only got 6 years left as our friend Shmeegelf. However, as a lot of you have pointed out, if we want to move on to play this kid, he's only going to be 6. Now, there's a couple of interesting ways we could take that. Of course, we could be playing this kid from the youngest age where he's able to be educated and make decisions, and we can really mold him from scratch and see him from start to finish. But I think as a diplomat, as the 78th Diplomacy Duke Shmeegelf, he would understand that it's probably quite foolish to entrust this realm that he fought so hard to carve out from his tyrannical liege, that he fought so hard to accrue 6 duchies under. Giving that to a 0-year-old child would probably not be quite right for the realm, or at least a 6-year-old. So I think the likely plan is we are going to bend the rules of the playthrough a little bit. Remember, we said 70 years. We played slightly longer for Þarþuþhaþhi, slightly less for Elrond, but we are going to be playing slightly longer with Shmeegelf. I think at least until this kid comes of age. So instead of playing another 6 years, we'll play another 16 years. So we get another 10 extra. Now, a reason I'm also kind of happy to do that is we lost 10 years when 2 episodes disappeared because of various upload and OBS related stuff. So I'm happy to do this, and I think that's what we're going to stick with. Are we going to be launching any enormous wars? Well, maybe we want to tidy up the rest of Egypt that is currently under Duke Thaldir, our father, and of course previous liege. And I think most importantly of all, most importantly of everything, is we have to ensure this child comes out as well educated as possible. I think our guy is going to be the ones who educate him, so we're going to have to put a ward to a side. It's not really a big deal, like our great-granddaughter and daughter is a little concerning. We can always find her another character. That's fine. We'll just give you to another guardian. We'll educate this kid personally. Now, if I remember correctly, we can educate them basically up until they are 15 and 11 months old, and then send them off to university, right? It's a little bit cheesy, but I think you can do that, and that way we get full control, or at least much more flexible control over their traits, and then we can send them off and get that massive education bonus from being at university. Maybe it lets them get a level 5 education. I don't think it does, but maybe, because that's, of course, how you get that from university. Let's quickly tidy things up and do our basic day-to-day stuff. Oh, we can ask for a pardon. Because, and this brings me on to my subject, we of course stole an artifact. We're just gonna pardon that. Somebody in the comments was, and again, I understand that it was kind of said in jest and a little bit joking, but I do want to explain it a little bit. Somebody was like, oh, he's playing this honest character, being dishonest and then lying to himself about the reasons, which is, to be fair, not technically true, but I understand, right? The problem with kind of role-playing characters so strictly, I say dynasty head change. Who became our dynasty head? Þarþuþhaþhi II, interesting, of Germany Elf. Fair enough. How odd. That's really the biggest realm, eh? Or is he just the oldest? He's the oldest. He's 90. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, there are, unfortunately, certain traits that really don't lend themselves to these kind of role-playing playthroughs, especially playthroughs you're putting up on YouTube. Honest, I would certainly say is one of them. Content is definitely the most dangerous of all of those, because how do you play a content... Oh, the other guy flipped back over. How do you play a content character, realistically? You shouldn't do anything. They're happy with what they've got. In theory, you should just be maintaining the status quo, fighting defensive wars, and arguably maybe that's about it. So, in terms of an honest character, I could have said, okay... He's an honest guy, and by stealing artifacts, he gains stress, so let's not do that. But realistically, would everybody have been happy with me waiting another character before we started accruing the artifacts that we've already gathered once with the previous character? I don't think so. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think it is necessarily dishonest of a character to steal artifacts. If he said, no, don't worry, Emperor, I'm not going to steal your artifacts, and then stole it, that's dishonest. That's a lying man. The realm knows he stole it. He just had to ask for a pardon. It's easier to be honest and steal the artifact and ask for forgiveness than it is to lie to our liege, right? Again, I don't think it's necessarily dishonest to do that theft plot. What are we going to do here? Able-bodied for a little bit of extra health. Sound mind for lower stress gain. Gives cultural fascination, which is basically pointless to us. Let's keep going with able-bodied then. Because I don't think the theologian... Oh, in the long term, though. Theologian? Prowess per level of devotion +2. Hold on, this guy's a lot of devotion. All right, monthly piety per night up by 1%. There you go, we'll take that one. It's not amazing. And we'll, I guess, just move down to devotion. That one you can just get repeated piety. Look at that. And then this one is faith creation and reformation cost down by 5%. Okay, so not massively relevant. Oh, we have ourselves another princess of fashion. Yeah, I think he would say, oh, that little scoundrel, teehee. That's fine. He understands that maybe the title princess of fashion might not be very diplomatic. Foreign envoys might get confused. They might not understand the implication. Again, I don't think it's dishonest to steal from someone if you then ask for forgiveness afterwards. I think that's totally acceptable. He's very forthcoming. He's not concealing the facts or anything like that. So, to declare war on you, on our de jure duchies, we're allowed to do it, but he has a hostage. Is that what that said? Declaring war will affect hostages. Who damages our reputation. They may freely execute the hostages of their enemies. I don't think I'm concerned about that, actually. He's not going to do that because they're his kin. He would be a kinslayer. What has he got, like his granddaughter? I don't think he's going to do that. If we push my claims, what have we got? Claims on the Duchy of Tunis is not massively relevant. I want to take this stuff in Egypt. So I guess the best way to do it is what? Seize de jure duchy and then... Oh, well, I suppose technically we don't have de jure Sinai because that's a separate duchy entirely. 2 counties there we should probably grab up. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look around and see if there's maybe something more valuable first before we dive into that. Hello. Oh, maybe we're being called to war anyway. Who knows? Now, speaking of potentially dishonest things, we did entrance, of course, the Emperor. Is it dishonest? I would say that is inarguably dishonest. To put this guy under your control, to have him do actions that he does not want, is definitely manipulative. I think is inarguably dishonest as well. It would be probably within character to release him, if that's even an option. We could take an artifact off him and just use the hook up. Maybe it goes on cooldown like a strong hook. Do we even want anything from this guy? I don't believe so. Emperor Þarþuþhaþhi's tapestry. We could try and present ourselves as the legitimate, successor to Þarþuþhaþhi. We could try and buy something. That's a bit more honest, isn't it? Ornamental coffer. I don't think we want any of these. The joys of feasting. He might want that one. It's all good. I don't think we want any of this, to be honest. I could take the Fauca-Hyanda crown. Oh, now that would be something, wouldn't it? Thaldir's mace. It's good, but again, there's nothing impactful. We've got no use for this hook right now, I don't think. We do, though, have a leadership perk. Hello. Serendipity's touch gives a small health boost and a little life expectancy. Moving on to founder next. What is that? Like a bunch of, just a bunch of general bonuses, right? +1 to everything, except for martial. And then plus 20% fertility. I'll take that. Another important job for us to do before we're even willing to turn over the realm again is a good diplomat, a good ruler who understands relations with the people. He would absolutely be looking to culturally and religiously convert all of Cairo, and again, maybe grab all of this stuff just to make it an easier life in the future. If we didn't have Valois on our borders like that, it would be a lot nicer for us, wouldn't it? Because then we're not really being threatened by anybody at all. Kufa aren't going to attack into us. The Abbasids certainly aren't going to attack into us with their 2,000 troops. And, of course, before I forget, boom, You become my ward, and then later on we'll see if we can... Again, maybe it's an exploit, I'm not sure. Send them to university when they are very, very late. Ghost Town investigation. Oh, hell yeah. Yes, we're going to go and have a look at those ghosts. Yeah, I remember that. Literal ghost town. Sure, that seems fun. That would seem like something you would absolutely want to be investing in. Giza. Ghosts of Giza? This doesn't seem like the right place to be going over to. Okay, fair enough. Somebody said that I'm taking the highest option in feasting when it's totally unnecessary because it increases the opinion game when everybody loves us. It's true, but I feel like he's an eager reveler, so he'd be happy to spend the money quite intensely on his feasts, right? The more gold you spend, the higher the chance you'll discover something. Sure. Why not? Let's go and have a ghost town investigation in Giza. We're about to unleash the curse of the pharaoh, aren't we? Our intent is just curiosity. Okay, then. Waiting for the searching to begin. Let's get it. Let's see what we've got. For a while now, there have been stories circulating around supposed ghosts appearing in massive numbers in some settlements in Giza. I was curious and wanted to see if I could catch a glimpse of some supernatural phenomena, so on a whim, I decided to go there myself to a town where such things are apparently common. Once we arrived, I and several guards decided to stay up late that night watching out the window. Come on, reveal yourselves. Just as I was begin to doze off, I saw them! Dozens of spirits marching here and there. My jaw dropped open, and of course, of a learned man, this would be quite shocking. I was so excited that I accidentally slipped and landed face first onto the floor. When I gained consciousness, my guards were relieved I haven't injured myself. One guard said, "There's nothing out there, my lord. We saw nothing." I saw a ghost. I'm not crazy. Saw a ghost town gives higher intrigue but lower general opinion and 200 prestige. I guess because he's more paranoid, perhaps? Oh, well, that's fun. Okay, we're getting a little intrigue there for 12 years, and who cares about general opinion? We've got general opinion through the roof with everyone. Oh! This man deserves my... Oh, my God. 39% chance that we die fighting a wolf. Oh, my God. You know where that is? You remember he got... I did install a mod, but forgot to add it to the playlist that shows more traits. Because you might remember this guy yesterday, when treating his cancer, though it was successful, he got disfigured, he got maimed, he got some sort of horrible wound. Yeah, brutally mauled is the name of the modifier there. Counts as a critical health penalty, but he's still in good health. So this guy is probably going to have his lifespan cut down tremendously. Smeagolf has been broken and is clinging to life. I don't think he has any legs left. And this is also the second character in the row, by the way, that we have been turned into a eunuch trying to treat a medical condition. No, we will not be fighting... Who is this man? Arathorn the Craven Dartmoon. He's just a human. I'm not going to risk my life for a human. In the bin with you. So to be honest, if we're going to abdicate any character... The man who has been brutally mauled, who is in constant pain every day of his life, even though he's not going to die, I wouldn't say that his health is good. He's just, you know, learning to live with the pain. Poor fella. And again, if anybody's going to abdicate, it's got to be that guy, right? And maybe take a more advisory role where he can manage himself along with the realm. I think that's quite nice. Host a feast. I don't think that's necessary. We could try something else for a change. Are there expeditions we can go on in? There's one in Alexandria. Ah! The Library of Alexandria. This legend is the greatest repository of elven knowledge the world has ever known. Secrets learned here would no doubt hold the great power for those willing to seek it. Absolutely, we should. He is a man of knowledge, so an elven Library of Alexandria, maybe buried below, you know, the other library. It's a different library. Just a coincidence there happen to be two. Oh God, look at this. The Emperor is trying to break free of our entrancement. We have got him up to level 1. Somebody suggested that maybe at the higher levels they count as a stronger hook, which would be kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. Perpetual hook entranced. And I presume, again, it just goes on cooldown like a strong hook, but right now it counts as a weak hook. Let's see what happens then. 93% chance that he will be entranced more deeply. They fall deeper. Oh my God. His hopes of ever-severing bond grow increasingly faint. Oh, Lord, is ensnared senseless. Yeah, that's dishonest. Manipulating your Legion Emperor. But then again, if you don't do dishonest things with it, if you're ensuring he remains true, it's all about intent. It's not about action, it's about intent. It's about result, I think, is the... And what have we done? We've claimed an artifact that we should have had a claim on anyway, but of course it got lost down the back of the sofa and blah, blah, blah. That's not that... It's all above board. It still counts as a weak hook. I imagine it's always going to be a weak hook, so don't worry about that. That being a tiered trait is such a fun idea, actually. See, I thought it worked the opposite. You'd entrance them, and then they challenge you to weaken the entrancement, but it's totally the opposite. I mean, that's great. That's fantastic. So it does mean that they are weaker initially, which I think is a better system now that I've thought about it. Our dynasty has unlocked sons of our fathers. That is how that works, yes. And sons of your grandfather and uncle and brother. Unlocks the espouse legitimacy intent, allowing you to build legitimacy during some activities such as funeral, feast, and grand wedding. Well, that's fantastic. I love seeing the DLC paths, even though we're totally out of control when it comes to picking that. It's quite nice that they're going for it. Oh, Valeria is trying to break free of his control. She is a magi and has much better spark. What is that? Spark prodigy. Oh, God. Okay, good luck. He's done it. He's done it. But can we release her? We've got her under our control because, of course, she has that incredibly powerful bloodline. Again, we're going to be honest to elven kind here more than anything and ensure that those bloodlines are going to merge. Now, here's another benefit I've just thought of. If we play as this kid younger rather than later, as soon as he turns 16, and we spend his points, because we bought this perk lots, but we've never got a benefit from it, is it this one here? Fortunate Predisposition and Destiny's Balance cumulatively give a 10% chance of reinforcing congenital traits, which for this kid is going to be essential, because each one of these bloodlines, of course, has to roll a separate chance. There's no reinforcing traits by them having the same thing like there are with genius and intelligent, etc., etc. So these are purely just independent rolls of the dice that we've got to see if we are successful with. So that's going to be a massive gamble. To get all four might be, mathematically incredibly difficult. I don't know what the inherit chance is. Ooh, hello. The officials of Giza have gained a reputation for being honest and incorruptible. You see? These good officials set an example to us all. Or good, these officials set an example. It doesn't matter. It means the same thing. Many incorruptible officials. Beautiful. He's an honest man leading an honest realm. We've discovered onagers. Get that swapped out immediately. Because, my God, we've had problems with sieging, huh? Mangonels in the bin. Onagers all in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. That is a lot better. Because when we go raiding with that, of course, we're going to see some nice benefits. And, of course, speaking of massive benefits, we should host that feast the second we're back to upgrade our new capital. It's called Coslam. We should probably rename that to something a bit more elven, right? Maybe one of the names from my name list, naming it after Þarþuþhaþhi, who, of course, sadly passed away. Naming a city in his honor might be very appropriate there. Let's get on with it then. Oh, it's this game. Okay. She's going to choose king, so go peasant. Don't think there's much of a gamble to that one. Opponent won that round. What did she pick? She chose knight. Interesting. Okay, she's going to choose king. It's quite possible it could be telling the truth, but if you do this every round, every time, we might as well play bandit and trust him. Oh my God. She's going to choose peasant. Let's go knight. Hold on. We can win this. She's going to choose priestess. Let's go queen. Okay, your choice, priestess. Yep, fine. Going to choose bandit. Go priestess. This is fine. See, we got it in the back. Going to choose noble. We play king. And we've won. Beautiful. Huzzah. Amazing. So, we've got, of course, only this to pick now. Development progress in the County of Cairo will increase by 25. Good news. Fine. Because we're effectively building it from scratch, right? Let's see if we can find everything in one expedition. Doesn't look like it. Oh! You find a still sharp blade. Brilliant. Another one of the elven axes. 25 gold. Fine. That's going into the feast fund. Hello. Stand back. I will face him. Sir, you can't stand. So maybe we'll get Duchess Celestia to fight the court jester. This is such an aesthetic. The noseless court jester is also his bodyguard and his wife and sister-in-law. So she's going to come in and defend him. Boom. Look at her. What a legendary character. This is such big Dark Souls energy, isn't it? My God. Onwards. And then we've got 25 more development. God, if we could farm that, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? The Vedalist Reformation. You just reformed. Ah, right. The Balsic Faith. There we are. Well, fair enough. What have you got? Spark Rejection. Elf faiths are considered to be evil. I feel like our future may lie in stamping that out. Ridiculous. So we didn't find everything, but that's okay. Look at that. We're almost up to... What is that one? Famous? That one is... Oh, it's just called Adventurer. Wait, what is that one called? I have no idea. It doesn't really matter too much. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go home and throw that feast right away, if you don't mind. A squire. Are you any good? You are absolutely awful. Leave you to your fate. And now we'll just blast through an incredibly fast feast. I mean, obviously, we don't need to worry about... I did mean to tick that. That was like a speedrun tactic, you see. Because I want to be able to spend all this prestige on that. So, honestly, do we need a guest espouse legitimacy? Do we need legitimacy? Actually, let's double check that before we go for it. How do I see my legitimacy score these days? It's the fist, right? Where is it? Don't tell me. I'll find it. Don't you tell me. Where's that legitimacy symbol? I feel like I'm going insane. It's that one right there. So we're there. We don't need to worry about that one. I mean, if there's no other choice, it couldn't hurt just to keep it at the highest possible, huh? Now that is interesting. We could bring the Emperor in as an honorary guest. Don't mind if I do. Befriend someone. Duke Thaldir the Stout of Valois. Your father, brother, and cousin, and 3 other relations too. Befriend him? We are a diplomat, but we are going to go to war against him. In theory... It's this one here, right? We gain greater opinion gain and greater courtly vassal opinion gain. I feel like you can't invite the Emperor and not have 3 courses. It just doesn't seem... It doesn't seem right. Elrond. Elrond declared war on Emperor Þarþuþhaþhi II. Whoa. What's he trying to take? The Breton claim on the Empire of Japan. My friends, this is about to change the face of Elven culture. If Elrond wins... Elrond becomes Emperor Elrond the Beguiling of Germania-Elf, and all of this folds into that empire. At which point, if Elrond dies, Francia forms and will divide it up. Interesting. Somebody said, they posted this, a screenshot in Discord, that all of Elrond's family have died, but on his children tab, he does have a few alive. Arathorn the Strong, and Arendor the Strong as well. Our uncles. Oh, dear. Well, that's sad. I'm really excited to see, actually, old man Elrond in his very, very, very old age manifesting destiny and becoming an emperor. The problem is, that means that this character is probably the only character we're going to play that isn't going to be an emperor, which is quite sad. He doesn't need it. He's a humble guy. Speaking of which, founder. Founder of what, you're asking? Well, of course, a new breed of elf. Again, a horrible word to use to describe your own grandchild. A new breed of elf, potentially with 4 simultaneous bloodlines. I don't even remember what they do. It's quite complicated to try and countenance all of that in my brain. Beautiful. That is such a good perk, isn't it? My friend Elendar died. Who was Elendar? That was Elendar. Elendar the Depraved. I was going to say Elendar the Strong. He's got a lot of names cropping back up. Lots of very similar names here in Elven culture. I suppose that's what happens when you turn half of Europe into an enormous monoculture. Speaking of which, how are we looking? Oh, 16 days left on the cultural conversion. Very nice. We're going to have this place in a beautiful situation for our next character. Don't worry. So all of these are already Elven. Let's go back to the Delta here. Send child to university. I can send her to university. This interaction is no longer valid to send. Well then don't. Well then don't send it. What? That's so strange. Huh. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that, because there isn't any other valid candidate. Wait. She's trying to send us to university. Oh, I see the problem. No. Wait. Right. Oh, is she a guardian to a child? No. What's going on with that then, huh? I thought she's trying to send us in. If we reversed it, it might work. But clearly that's not the case. She can send... Oh, she can send children to university. Right. She becomes your ward. Why? Do you hold the university? What's going on with that? Is she teaching at the university? How bizarre. Maybe she's a court tutor. Peasants. Hello. I can manage things from the feast. Yeah, of course you can. It's fine. It's just a bunch of upstart random peasants that we can go in and crush decisively. Get ready for one of the most decisive battles you're ever going to see. Who's leading the troops? Are you the best we've got? Ooh, yikes. We should probably get some... Let's invest in our commanders a little bit more. We were working on control. Oh, we still need to work on control. Okay, fair enough. This is fine. Boom. We lost 37. They lost 1,300. Actually, now that we have onagers, maybe I should be out there raiding. I remember why I'm not raiding in hindsight, because we keep getting called into every freaking war between here and Iceland. That's not even an over-exaggeration for once. Ah, Lord. What should we take? What should we take then? Soldiers of Lesser Fortune. Overseer seems more appropriate for this guy, I think, than... I don't know, he is quite gallant, but the problem is all of these don't really do much for us at this stage. Field of Blood, was that more fatal casualties? Okay, let's go down the overseer tree then. He's an overseer. Clearly, he's doing a good job, given that he's got a bunch of honest officials under him. The Emperor has arrived. Welcome, friends. He's praised for being... He is gallant. You're right. We lose 92 stress because we're famous, Reveler, and gregarious. Beautiful, and everyone gains 20 opinion. Not that we need that. Listen, do we want to try and befriend Thaldir? 49% chance to smooth things over. Closer to forming a friendship. We'll probably get it by the end, almost guaranteed, because of our diplomacy store. Crack out those secret stores of wine, and with that prestige that you got from that, the people will permit you to build a greater, elven hold. You look inwards and you can sense your servant Emperor Melandir is trying to break free. I guess seeing our face in real life was enough to push him over the edge a little bit. We might get him up to level 3 here. We've done it. He falls totally. Look. You've gained an enthralled hook. That must be our strong hook then, huh? Oh, that's such a cool system. It is, in fact. Look at that. Strong hook. Like a puppet on strings, Emperor Melandir dances to your every whim. He has long forgotten what it feels like to resist. The snares of your spark you place on their souls seem unbreakable now. Melandir is truly your creature. What a lovely toy you are. He wouldn't say that. That's non-canon. Oh, and we found out about Thalian's lover secret. But Elrond has cursed this realm, because bear in mind that's criminal. Deviancy is criminal. Adultery is criminal. Children out of wedlock I don't think is criminal, but even then, oh well, this is sick. So that is a perpetual strong hook we've got on this guy now. So I can just demand artifacts off of him freely, which we would do if we were dishonest, but of course we're not. But the marriages I feel like aren't necessarily dishonest if we wanted to do that, which again, maybe we don't necessarily want to. Offer guardianship to his kids. Ensure that his successor is good. He's already of age and he's already good. He's already good. Elf blood. Oh, the dynasty. Oh, my dynasty. We have a lovely time ahead of us. Well, what am I going to do with a totally enthralled emperor? Nothing. We're going to sit there and we are going to ensure that this realm remains uncorrupt and honest, my friends, because like I said, it's the result that counts. You cannot deny that this man is an honest character if he does fantastic, beautiful things for Elvenkind with it. Because sadly, we have somewhat fallen into a pit of decadence thanks to Grandpa's impotent rage, which he's now taking out on an entire empire. Is he winning? 43%. He's actually going to be Emperor Elrond. What a legend. We could enthrall humans. And in fact, if he abdicates... Again, on account of him being brutally mauled, barely able to move, in a culture that expects greatness, I feel like the abdication makes sense, but if we put him in an advisory role on the council, and let's say, for example, our, I don't know, spy master, obviously diplomat would make the most sense, honestly, any of them would be fine. If he were to happen to, I don't know, have an enthrall hook on the Abbasids, on the neighboring Emir, on... this fella right here, he would be a tremendously powerful counselor to have on board, right? Obviously, it wouldn't do anything for us. It wouldn't. It's just purely for story. We wouldn't be able to, like, force... We wouldn't be able to ask our guy... We wouldn't be able to ask Smeagol to stop the Abbasids declaring war on us or anything like that. Who knows? Maybe they would. Especially if we could land him. He gives us the duchy. We give him a county as kind of like a retirement home, like a beautiful city somewhere for him to mayor over. He'd probably enjoy that. Okay, Valoria. Our ward, Valoria. Compassionate, yes. You would absolutely encourage compassion. I think. He's a calm, gregarious, honest man. Compassion, I think, falls in line with those. Speaking of compassion, a gift for our people, an upgraded tribal hold. Somebody said, why not spend the money on buildings in your tribal holds? Because they also require prestige, ultimately. Way more prestige than, quite frankly, we can afford. So hold on, there are only 4 tribal buildings we can build. Well, that's really, really convenient, given that we've only got 4 building slots. That's great. That's fine. Can we build something in? Of course, we've got the duchy. Cool. What do we want to build in Cairo? Because that we can build. Military Academy enables trained knights travel option. Man at arms recruitment cost is down. Okay, that's fine. Size of man at arm regiments is up. That's okay. Marches. Hostile raid time plus 20%. Siege works. Royal armories. It's so difficult to decide what to take here. Archery grounds? I mean, archery is a key part of our culture. And also, we come from a long line of archers. Leisure palaces, if anything, I think make the most sense, or maybe even the royal reserves. This would be the most sensible one to pick. It's all about feasting and weddings and diplomacy, personal success chance, control, which really sums this guy up. I'd love to get that. Are we close to manorialism? I mean, it's up to obviously the cultural leader to actually just choose it, but I don't know if they maybe have picked it here. No, it's okay. We've only got to wait another 226 years. That's fine. In that time, I could build 5 or 6 duchy buildings, tear them down, and build it when it's unlocked. So basically, unless they choose it as our focus, we're never going to get that. Okay, in that case, what's the next best, most suitable option for the guy? Royal armories? For the army maintenance, for the man-at-arms, maybe. Crown smithies. Superior armaments travel option. I don't really know what to go for. The archery grounds, I think, are probably right. Man-at-arms maintenance is also down by 6%. 10% if we go all in. All right, that's what it is then. Again, that's the most culturally relevant, the most elven appropriate, I would say. Elves building archery grounds in Cairo. That's good. I think that's a good thing to go for there. Hereditary excellence gives those congenital traits, again, not really super relevant there. Immune system bonuses, he doesn't need that, trust me. Should we go impressed court? Seems a bit pointless, but there we are. That's okay. Oh, what's our main focus right now? Sorry, it is just dynasty focus. Okay. Do you want to move away? Might be a better option. Cultural fascination progress, liege opinion. Visionary gives what? Renown up by 15%. Pointless because we can't spend it. Cosmopolitan ignores negative cultural opinion. Don't really care about that. So actually, I think it's worth moving on here. Nothing really in there. Is this where we go intrigue? Or is this where maybe we go stewardship? I think he's too honest for intrigue. I think we're going to go for stewardship. And we're going to go domain focus. And we're going to focus on turning this realm into something incredible for Þarþuþhaþhi. No, we can't do hunts because he's brutally mauled. Oh, he used to love hunting. Mainly because it was an excuse to meet his friends and have a chat with people, win them over. What activities can we do now that we are brutally injured? He could potentially go back to university, not much point of that. Honestly, let's just mark off anything that we can. We can go on an expedition. Again, there is other stuff to find in that Library of Alexandria, so I guess we can do that. Funeral, I guess notify me when a funeral is available, sure. Feast, we've already got notified. Pilgrimage? Sure, we could go on a pilgrimage. We haven't done that before. Let's go on that expedition first, then. Again, just an excuse to try and get a bit more prestige to spend on our capital. Oh, now that's why the befriending will have paid off. For no reason to keep your granddaughter Arena as a Valois hostage any longer. Signed, Duke Tholdi. He says, my dear son. Well, that's nice. We're not going to be saying that when we do, sadly, eventually go back to war with him. Might have a look at that in a minute. Our guy, I presume, can no longer lead troops, correct? We're still in the middle of this very annoying war, but we're just going to let it cook, and then we'll try going raiding again. Shadow people. Oh. Otherworldly shadows vaguely in the shape of people going around attempting to kill unsuspecting innocents. Hysteria. Saying catalyst to prey, the divine spark. He has seen with his own eyes the ghosts of Cairo. I think we go for troubling times we live in, and I presume we can go over there and investigate, perhaps, like the other option. We've got Ghost Town investigation still. Literal Ghost Town. No. So the shadow person was just a negative event. That's fine. Yes, off you go. Goodbye. Stewardship perk, then. Let's go for it's my domain. Can store subjects. Never going to do it. Avaricious. Is that the wrong tree to go for? No, that was definitely the wrong tree to go for. Let's stick with architect for the time being. He's not avaricious. That doesn't... Greedy for prestige? It could be. You could be honest and greedy. Here we go. I'm just again, I'm going to trust our fella here. Play noble then. Okay, 1-0, fine. She chose peasant. Well, that's interesting. So we wasted something there. Let's go knight with that one. Well, 2-0. She's going knight. Let's go queen, because there's only a couple more realms. If we play king, we've won regardless. Yeah, fine. Okay, give me Cairo then. Thank you. Some development for Cairo, that is. The combat jester shall fight the stone knight. And we get 25 more development. Beautiful. Wealth will serve my realm. This could be it. We could be done this time. Could be tomorrow. That's okay. And is that... the war's over, thank God. Is that everything? There you go. Cool. We've explored the expedition site thoroughly and covered many of its secrets. This shall be a place of pilgrimage for elves of the New Age. Alexandria becomes a holy site. And we found everything. Cool. And more importantly, legendary adventure. That's the name of the perk. Look at that. Martial +3, prowess +2. Not really so relevant. Martial plus level of fame +1. That's pretty good. Martial per level of fame. Sorry, prowess per level of fame +1. Man-at-arms maintenance down by 75%. Really? That is insanely good. What the fuck? Wow. It's another 50% knocked off the maintenance, and it's not multiplicative. You don't get 25 plus 50%. You don't get 25 and then 50% of that's already had the 25 knocked off. It's at a full 75%. That is nuts. It's only minus 1.56 per month now. That is insanity. I suppose the good news is we don't really have to worry too much. It's gonna, I think he's a more worldly pilgrimage type guy. Look at all these sites we can travel to. Wow. I think we'll just go to Alexandria. The reason for that is you're patient, you have pilgrim, you have Hajj. Okay, so because we're because we're not patient, sorry, we have to go on the regular journey. Throng. Every interested character in your court joins you. That seems good. Yeah, let's go and see this new site. Reflection, altruism, or zealotry. I think altruism is definitely more appropriate for this guy. You know, I don't think I've done a pilgrimage since they introduced this. So, oh, that's insane. So just getting minus 60%. What the fuck? So your pilgrimage is determined. Oh, no, you know what? I have done this before, haven't I? When the DLC first came out. It's vaguely coming back to me. It's because I don't go on pilgrimages very often. Your pilgrimage becomes more worldly. Always go for that option. So we saunter past the stores of Alexandria. Hold on. He's a human, though. But we're also very knowledgeable. I know of a simply divine experience not far from Alexandria that would be interested of any dedicated... Okay, let's go and see what he has to say. It increases our learning. Hidden divinity. A faint glow that grows stronger starts reflecting over our gear as we stumble into a large grotto covered in hundreds of crystals. Catch the light from the hole in the ceiling and the entourage, including myself, fawns in astonishment. How extraordinary. Wow. Okay, we got level 1 worldliness. Not bad. Don't know if we'll get all the way to the top, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, Arena's back. That's good. Hello. No thank you. Right, what's happening here? Sorry. Markets of Alexandria are bustling with merchants. The Guide of the Pilgrim. Learn the safest routes. Discover the marvels of Alexandria. Oh, it's a tour guide. Let me take a look. And if you take this turn, fine. We're going to go with this local expert. Did it work? I think we're getting a little bit. What? Oh my god. It seems the worst has passed. My gaping wounds and broken bones have slowly started to knit themselves back together. He has dodged brutally mauled. I didn't know that you could come back from brutally mauled. Probably because every time I've seen it, my character has died. I didn't even know that was possible. Whoa. So I suppose if you have all the different health bonuses from the Dynasty Legacies and Herculean and everything else and Strong, that you can actually survive it. Bloody hell. Okay, fair enough. Oh. Some magi, thank you. After this, we'll see if we can go raiding. Because that's obviously an incredible way. Oh, dear. My grandson and my granddaughter have fornicated. I'm sorry, he's an honest man. So we would not cover up that crime. Alexandria, it's been an honor. We get an intrigued pilgrim. It's really good. For 5 years, minus 20% stress gain. That seems kind of cracked. I mean, I say that as if ever we have any problems with stress. Who are we going to marry my granddaughter off to? She's got a bloodline, but one bloodline is nothing special these days. King Arendor of Scotland will accept. Done. That's a good alliance right there, a strong alliance. And it's a different house. Look at that. Arendor Elendarid. Whoa. Part of the dynasty. Sorry, how many living members of House Fauca-Hyanda? 3,400? Jesus, who's the best diplomat? Yes, it's us, in a league of our own. Who's the best combat character? Duke Arendor the Handsome, good for you, very good. Our half-brother, uncle, and cousin. The best steward is Duke Arathorn the Strong of Burgundy. 40 stewardship, bloody hell. The best intrigue character is, of course, Elrond the Beguiling, who is almost Emperor Elrond. And then the best learning is Kalinor. Kalinor is crushing it. I thought we'd be up there. We're 5th. But even then, bloody hell, it's still quite he's got 22,000 piety. Ha! And then prowess. Who's our strongest warrior? It is Elrond with 88 prowess in a league of his own still. What a guy. Your liege won their war with Emperor Þarþuþhaþhi, and that emperor is now Duke Þarþuþhaþhi, which means only one thing, my friends. It happened. Emperor Elrond, the beguiling of Germania. He seems to have the Reichs crown there too. What is that you've got on your head, my friend? It's just a decorative crown that I suppose comes with the title. Fair enough. Wow. I'm so impressed by these characters that we have left to their own devices. Þarþuþhaþhi, monstrously impressive man. One of the most learned men to ever live. Obviously living to 205 or whatever it was with cancer is insane. Elrond, absolutely crushing it, climbing from a king to an emperor when we leave him unattended. At the age of 161, he's an old man by elf standards, by the way. And he's blind, too. The blind emperor leading the battle, single-handedly killing, I heard, 5,000 men by himself. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but to be fair, it's probably true. What's going on here? Hello, pay ransom. Sure. Let's see if we can go raiding then, see if we can get a little prestige that way. If not, that's just part of the experience, isn't it? Now that we've lost brutally more, that we can, that's good. Now that we've lost brutally more, I imagine we can go on a branch limerickid. Oh dear, that sounds very human. We can, of course, go on a hunt again if we want to. Church and state, round priest opinion. Not super relevant, but I'm doing it for the long-term benefits. Let's just go sieging. We've stolen a hat from the Ecumenical Patriarch. Let's see if we can steal a hat from... Oh, he's healing. Oh my god, he's only wounded now. Really bouncing back. Let's see if we can steal one from... sorry, did I say the Ecumenical Patriarch? I meant the Pope before and I meant the Ecumenical Patriarch this time. If not, I will certainly try and steal the Basilius' hat. We can't siege Constantinople. That's very unfortunate. Oh, well, I guess we'll move on with our lives then. And we've lost wounded as well. He's fully healed. What a comeback. What a legend. Meritocracy. I mean, I keep saying that. I've used that word quite a lot. But sadly, it doesn't really lead to anything massively useful. That's fine. All right, let's head to Architect then, especially if we're going to start building up this realm, as I keep saying we're supposed to be doing. Ooh, and right on cue, our Elven Grandhold and the archery ranges are built. Beautiful. Oh, hello. Army gold maintenance minus 15% gold. No use. Honestly, at this point, I was just looking at this. We're making, like these Byzantine holdings, especially like the cities, or some of them anyway, can have up to 60 gold at a time. Yeah, there you are. There's one right there. They have so much money. All it takes is like 3 or 4 sieges, and we've topped out our army. We could really just do with like a larger levy for the purposes of carrying loot. We need more people to carry all this money back home. Wait, is Þarþuþhaþhi not 6? Yeah, 210. So he's 6. Now, obviously, we're not going to stop here. We'll probably have one more episode with Elrond, and I'll probably pick and choose the events a little more closely. We'll go to war, and then we'll really pepper through the last 10 years. However, what this means is he will have developed his childhood traits to determine his education, and it is rowdy. Okay, either martial or intrigue. I think martial we haven't done since Þarþuþhaþhi. We've played martial, intrigue, diplomacy. Now back to martial. I think that's not a terrible idea. And of course, he's not a genius, but he is a titan. So I feel like martial suits him a little bit better too. Though he's good at intrigue, actually, as well. That's because of his bloodline, though. I think I'm going to go for... I think we're going to go for martial. I think we're going to commit to it. Perfect. My ward, Þarþuþhaþhi, has changed the focus of his study. To think that he now aspires to delve into the art of warfare, a field and study of which I excel at, warms my heart. Do you? You do? I mean, you've got 42 martial, that's true. Okay, cool. It was already defaulted to intrigue then, but that's fine. Oh! We have successfully fully enthralled our granddaughter. Again, what a lovely toy you are. It's not canon. He never said that. This is just something to ensure that marriage was going to happen regardless, right? So there was no real... Oh, we can raid that while they're sieging it. Interesting. Yeah, no, there was no real enormous benefit to that. It was really just to solidify the future of the bloodline. That as his duty to Emperor Elrond's long-term legacy. New leadership perk as well. Visionary Admirer, united through diversity. Let's just have a look and see which final perk is better. Diplomacy +3 on learning, and then Cosmopolitan gives stewardship. None are really good. What do they lead to at the very end then? Court grandeur bonus, or... What's this one? Tax harvesting. Higher taxes. They're both fine. We'll probably end up topping out this tree anyway before this guy's done. You know what I'm legitimately surprised by? Elrond hasn't asked this guy to serve on his council. He's got 3 insanely good skills. I suppose what he's doing instead is picking his, because he's got kings under him now, going for powerful vassals rather than skilled vassals. Just doing what is expected rather than what would be the best play, so to speak. Totally full up of gold already. Fair enough, then. Okay. I mean, it effectively translates to one building, which is good. Speaking of which, so we're totally done with the tribal hold then. Fantastic. I guess we'll start building... What do you think is the most valuable off the bat? Oh, war camps, for sure. Number of knights, hold effectiveness up by 10%, stationed army, damage increases tremendously, for sure, no question. We can also build in Cairo too, there's no reason not to. What was I turning Cairo into? So you're good at grand tournament archery contest specifically. Okay. Feast. That's walls. That's feast as well. I guess we could go for feast and grand tournaments. So we can go for regimental grounds, barracks, militia camps if we really want to go for like big archery. Not really sure. There's actually nothing else for feast. So we will host the greatest archery tournaments in the world. Which one was archery and militia camps? There we are. Boom. I need a bigger army. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd happily take levies. Maybe their siege weapons aren't as tremendously useful as I expected if we're just going to be doing this for a while. The accomplished storyteller for 470 gold. My god, man. I don't think we'll do that for now. I think we'll do that. I'm actually spending money at this point, so we'll hold off. Host an expedition. We're okay. Let's just hold off. We've got more prestige than we can spend, and I might need a little bit more cash. What can we build in Alexandria? Oh, we can build a grand cathedral. Oh, shit. That would be cool. I feel like I kind of have to do that, don't I? Lego Bast was murdered. Died in mysterious circumstances. Surely, this is all we need to maybe start getting into intrigue a little bit. Probably couldn't hurt. I still don't want to move away from stewardship quite yet, though. Count Kell, I'm sorry. We're in mourning right now. I think we dropped some wolf riders. Ooh. If we're going into these archers so abundantly, probably wouldn't hurt to be a bit more abundant with archers then, eh? Actually, for raiding, the Mosswood Dragoons are kind of sick because they're 100 soldiers per size, same as Light Footmen, your standard band, but they do insane damage. So in terms of trying to find that balance between good raiding and good retinue, this is pretty nice. Do you notice how honest I'm being? I am not demanding the payment from the Emperor, even though I could have done it about twice at this point. That is honesty, and I will not hear a word said against this poor sweet boy anymore. So what we need to do is move some of our troops here around, don't we? So let's shuffle the Ranger High Guards over to the capital. They got a much, much bigger bonus for that. Oh, it's already stationed there. Well, isn't that a beautiful coincidence? You can sit in... Ooh, what have you got there that gives him such a massive bonus? Quartermaster's office in a mott. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, cool. Oh, boo. The honorary guests have to be adults. I was going to make Þarþuþhaþhi the honorary guest. Okay. Is there anybody that dislikes us, possibly, even remotely? Everybody is plus 100 opinion. Okay. Well, let's just go for whoever's, not going to slow the feast down. His wife. That is a beautiful choice, and I appreciate that, and I think that's very kind of you to do such a thing. You are going to espouse legitimacy. There you go. That seems fine. And that's good. That means we can have a feast a lot faster than sitting there for 12 months waiting for the Emperor to turn up. We have a lovely time ahead of us. 9 months. Okay, it's still far too long. Whoa. Of all the events I expected to pop up, that wasn't it. The terror from Cairo. Truly noble and peasant-like quail at my approach, and parents silence crying children with the threat that I'll visit. This one-legged, potentially zero-legged man who's been brutally mauled, barely able to stand upright, has become a Viking. He's become a Viking. What does a Viking trade do again? Martial prowess, prestige. That's what we need more of right now. Oh my god, there's 2 of them. Is this his greatest dream or his worst nightmare? Welcome, friends. His 2 wives. Melandia Fauca-Hyanda regaled you with the antelope horn's history. Yes, he was there. Mugs clatter. Mugs clash, chatter, blares, hands slam on the table, all a chaotic cacophony of meaningless noise. We can do a little speech here to give us some legitimacy. Absolutely. We can say I have the wit of Nessa. Diplomacy and intrigue challenge. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? 100% chance. Crack open the wine stores, of course. All this diplomacy, all this prestige is going right. Oh, God, this is... There's a different lady this time. Okay, that's good. Lung deserves all the credit. She's the guest of honor, after all. She threw a feast for herself. Maybe that was not the diplomatically correct thing to go for. Count Thalian's a real chip off the old block, isn't he? My God, he's really kept the head width. And a toast to Lunk. We can say a toast to my reign. He's not going to do that. That's not very diplomatic, is it, to piss off his own wife? If he can't handle affairs at home, how is he going to deal with affairs throughout the realm? You got to think about these things. Enduring hardships. Fine, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, we got 3 perks. Bloody hell. Architect. Organized master roles. Love your reinforcer rate up by 100%. Beautiful. And then finally... Ooh. I guess we go through... Oh, God, none of these are very appropriate. If any, Seducer is the most appropriate of any of them. Oh, victory. There are no valid targets for indoctrination. We've converted the entire realm to Elven religion. Culture, we've got 2 provinces left to go. Technically, these 2 over here, I'm not super fussed. I'll be honest with you. He'd be much more valuable increasing development in the county than going for those undeveloped realms over there. Here it is. The first time we've been able to manipulate, mold, teach, I think is the word, Þarþuþhaþhi. He is cynical. Do we say it's a bunch of old trite anyway? Intrigue, learning. I mean, he's honest, and he's never been particularly pious. So maybe that's not wrong. They hold wisdom and meaning. He becomes humble. Satisfied with what you already know, be happy. Ooh. Well, we've got to ask ourselves a few questions here. If we're positioning this child to be the one to restore the portal, to bring back the spark to the realm of men, him being cynical doesn't really make much sense. What do you... portal is a rubbish portal. I just want to rule my realm and go to war. It doesn't work, does it? And he already knows that this is the plan. He's known this is the plan since he inherited the idea from Elrond. Humble. I mean, this guy's calm. And he's honest. Humility maybe has a little bit of both of those. Although honesty and humility maybe doesn't go together too well. Be satisfied with what you know and you'll be happy. Content is just not acceptable. I think we've got to go humble for him. Popular figurehead. That ship has absolutely sailed. Plus side, we're almost at architect, which is very, very nice. Again, as soon as that's done, moving the guy over to... that's an amazing crown. Look at that. I'm going to move him over to just developing the RAM to reduce the building time. And then we can... I suppose go do a bunch of sieging and dump it all into building up this capital as much as possible. A new bloody learning perk as well. Radiant! Level of devotion impact up by 100%. He's going to finish so many of these trees. So there's the benefit of being such a scholar. He's always been a very scholarly man. He's become obese. Obese? Really? Whole of body? Yeah, 2 whole. It makes sense when you consider he is an eager reveler, when you consider he's gregarious and throwing all these feasts all the time. We can only indulge in food. We cannot attempt to lose weight. Interesting, okay. Okay, so none of these are viable then. Maybe having all these feasts is starting to backfire. So let's wrap things up here today. I've had to cut out an awful lot of stuff. It's nothing relevant, let's put it that way. All the important stuff, even not so much important stuff, has been left in. The important thing, of course, is that it's 5 more years for Þarþuþhaþhi, so tomorrow's episode will be the very final moments of Shmígal. 5 years in one episode is kind of about the normal time, so really did stretch it today. And that will be the finale for Shmígal. So if there's anything you can think else that we need to do, that we should do, can I designate you as, declare as heir? We really should do that, shouldn't we? Huh. Concentrate controversial heir. Ooh. Ooh. That's fun, though, is it not? Either way, leave it there for today, and let me know what you think of the situation, what needs to be done. I think we'll probably, those 5 years tomorrow will consist of a hefty amount of warfare from where we go out and tidy up the rest of Egypt, bring it under one solid, unified banner, and let's see what happens when we get to building the portal, of course. And then, of course, we're just going to abdicate and move on to our next character. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do no Patreon shoutouts or anything today just to get it back in sync with RimWorld. There was an episode yesterday because of my non-stop neck pain. Thank you for joining me, but of course, go and check out Elf Destiny over on Steam, like, favorite, and do all of those useful things over on the workshop. Steam gift points. Please gift them away. I'm sitting on something like 2 million right now, and they don't do a damn thing, but I love seeing that number go up, so you should go and do the same for the incredible dev behind Elf Destiny. See you all tomorrow.